Good morning, Dave here with Organic Gardening in North Carolina. It is June the 26th. Yeah, that's right. I had to think. June the 26th, and I thought I'd do an update on my watermelons. A lot of people really seem to like this, my watermelon video, because they've never seen watermelon babies. And I also got them on the trellis, so a lot of people like to see the trellis too. If you watch the video the whole way to the end, when I sit down at my desktop, I'm gonna use the YouTube editing software to put some annotations on the end with some other videos like my watermelon playlist. And also, if you click on the zinnia that has the B on it, you can subscribe right from that. I've seen the other people do that, but I thought they had to have special software, but I figured out I can just do that right off of YouTube. So stay to the end and look at that. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what's going on with the watermelons. Okay, it's been just a little bit over 2 weeks and the watermelons have been growing up the trellis pretty well. There's still more babies coming, but also we've lost some babies. See, that one looks like it's on the way out. It's just for some reason it didn't make it. Maybe it didn't get pollinated as well as should have, or maybe it's been so dry recently that the plant cut back on its production. But there's lots more blooms where those came from. But let me show you the ones that I showed you as babies almost 2 weeks ago. Look at this one here. It got stuck in the cattle panel. I wasn't keeping an eye on it enough, and it was just at the perfect height that it got stuck, so it's getting squished. I did notice this a little while ago. Let me look at underneath. I haven't even looked underneath. Okay, I did notice this a while ago, and I was gonna come in here and cut the bar and pry it up so I would let it grow, but my daughter said, why don't you just let it grow and see what happens? And then when it's ready to harvest, I guess I'll just have to cut off each side of it. So that'll be interesting. Alright, but here's a baby. If you notice, they got more dark green in color. And the one that I said was my biggest baby, actually the one in the cattle panel that stuck there might have been the biggest, but look at this one. I think when I'm growing them in the cattle panel, it's going to make them be nice and round too, instead of more squished when they're on the ground. But this is getting to the point where, see, it's pulling down on the vines here. That vine's going down like that and up like that. So I'm really going to have to get something in here soon to tie these up so they don't put so much stress on the vines. I had some feed bags that were like they were like nylon feed bags that I was thinking about using for this. I was just gonna cut them and then maybe cut some like split the ends so that I'd have something to tie around the cattle panel. But I had put rabbit manure in them and they were pretty deteriorated from sitting in the sun and having the rabbit manure in them. So I might have to find some other kind of landscape fabric or something to do that. But I will go ahead and take a video of that so everybody can see that. Alright, so it looks like those three are the ones that are actually big right now. Yeah, it looks like that's about all we got right now. And what I do is, when these vines, sometimes they'll shoot out the vines and they'll start going places they shouldn't. I'll just grab them off the ground and then throw them up on the panel and then loop them around a little bit so they stay. And then they have little tendrils here. You can see this tendril. This was holding onto a piece of grass or something on the ground, but those will wrap around and hold the plant in place on the trellis. That's how they actually like to grow. Let me see if I can get one here that's got the tendrils wrapped around. Oh, here's one. See, that's tendrils wrapped around, and that's how they grow up things. They love growing up things. There's some more tendrils that are attached to the cattle panel. And here's a lead that has gone off the panel. And that's actually a pretty long lead, so I'll go ahead and put this one up. To keep it off the ground. Also, when I was pulling that up, I noticed on the bottom here, there are some eggs. Those are eggs probably of a bad insect. So you can do a couple things with that. You could spray it with poisons. You can just rub them off, mush them like that to kill the eggs. And some people even use masking tape or duct tape to get the eggs off. Those eggs were nice and wet and they must have just been laid. Got lucky and caught them. But they put tape on top of the eggs and pull the tape up, and the eggs come off with the eggs, and then they can just get rid of them. Alright, well, I'll keep you updated. I'm going to put this in a playlist so that you can see the previous watermelon videos. And remember to look for the annotations. I will try to put the annotations. They give you some places to put them, usually in the bottom corners and the top corners. So hopefully I will be in the middle of that. And I think I'll put the one down here for the subscribe with the red zinnia and the bee on it. I'll also show you one more thing while I've got you on the camera. Look at this sunflower plant. This sunflower plant that's one stalk there, but it has a lot of blooms on it. And there's a bee getting some pollen off that. You can see that bee. Sunflowers are great plants. They actually make the soil better after they've been growing because of their roots, the way their roots work and everything. Plus you have such beauty. I love to see the bees working. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the camera or not, but it puts pollen on its back legs there and takes the pollen back to its hive. These aren't really honeybees, but regular honeybees would take that back to the hive to make honey and eat. The babies would eat it, the queen would eat it, and it would support the hive. It's hard for me to see if this is focusing because it's so bright out here. The viewfinder is hard to see. Oh, I was going to take a picture of another bee, but it zoomed off. I guess I scared it. See if I can get how close I can get. Looks like that's about as close as I can get. Alright. And there's a little baby sunflower that hasn't come out yet. Some more baby. Yeah, this is a cool sunflower plant because it has so many blooms. most sunflower plants just have one huge bloom at the top. But also, just another note on sunflower plants, since I got you here. Down inside there, you can see there's like a pattern down in there, and that's where the seeds, the sunflower seeds, will actually come from in there. And what you do is you let them get fully developed, and they start drying out on the plant, and then you can cut them off and put them somewhere dry, and they will continue to dry out. And then you can, these bud or flower parts will just, you can brush your hand over them and push those right off, and you'll see the seeds underneath there. And then you can just take your fingers and brush the seeds, and the seeds will come popping off too. So keep tuned to my channel, and I will show you how that works too. You got so much to learn here. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I really appreciate the support. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.